KSC, and KSC stands for Karen Second Chance. I'm a 4-time brain aneurysm survivor, and I'm the owner of KSC Building, and I just launched the KSC Mentorship Program.
Oh, that sounds amazing. That's amazing. My name is Sheldon. I'll let you introduce me. I'm basically just, I guess, what they titled a serial entrepreneur. I love entrepreneurship, I think, and I hope to get into it today. Just all the different titles that it has. I think that we should also. I love wealth. I love generational wealth. I love building generational wealth and helping people understand what generational wealth is. Not only that, but accessing it. So I hope today that we'll be able to cover a lot of that.
Okay. All right. So, what would you both say your aha moment was that made you realize you wanted to work for yourself?
I can answer that. I have over 15 years experience general manager running other people's companies.
Okay.
So I believe that I was developed for my own.
Okay. I think I first realized when we were cutting grass, I think it was about 15 or 16, we were on a little landscaping business, about 16, 17, with a little landscaping business at home. And it was hot. And right before that, I was working with my dad. And he used to wake me up at like 6 in the morning. And I had to be like 14 because I was working on trucks. And I just couldn't stand it because when it came to payday, I felt like I did this much work and I got this little bit of pay for it. And it just wasn't adding up in my brain that this much work was equal to this much pay. So when we started landscaping business, I started seeing like, wow, 18 years old, to be independent and be able to control my own money was a big game changer. And then leading up into, the street life and having your own business, I kind of run entrepreneurship and businesses that we have now a lot like I did when I was in the streets. You know what I mean? Like simultaneously having the mindset of the business and taking a solution, taking a problem and making it into a solution and gaining wealth off it. So yeah, that's a good question. That's funny. I never thought about that, Vonn. That's what's up. Yeah.
Because I just really thought about my aha moment. Okay. When I had the brain aneurysms, I was home recovering, and I cleaned a lot. And I said, shoot, I heard that my nephew started a cleaning business with a franchise. I said, shoot, I like to clean. Let me start a cleaning business because that fast food was too much stress for me. That could kill me. So I had to change careers. And that's the one I chose because without the education and stuff, cleaning was the one thing that education didn't disqualify me from.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So similar to Sheldon, like for me, I grew up watching two strong Black women work for corporate America, and then they got into also on the side, they were doing their own thing, and that was inspiring. I remember my aunt, she actually sold FUBU shirts whenever FUBU first started taking off. I was like, wow, that was big to me. And then did some hustling in the streets and learned a lot. So similar to Sheldon, I definitely run my business how I would sell drugs in the streets. You learn a lot, especially when you have to grow up faster than what you're supposed to and anticipate. So you carry that with you, and that mindset and that knowledge, and it grows. I think that's also important to be like, your mindset is also important how you run your business. So I think it's important the maturity and growth that you see and the things that life takes you through that you're able to use in entrepreneurship.
Now you kind of opened up a door, and I just want to make a comment on it.
Come on in.
Because you talked about selling drugs and different stuff, and that was my life, and I am a felon, but I just want to share that having a felony doesn't shut doors for you. Just got to pick the right door.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to share that because
I ain't got none of those, Miss Karen. I do got a criminal record, but I ain't got.
Everybody has a past, but the past don't always determine your future.
Amen to that. Absolutely.
Definitely. I love that. I definitely love that.
Miss Karen, do you have any real estate? Do you own any real estate, or are you a homeowner?
I own a commercial building, and I have a real what's the word I want? House.
Okay, all right. So I know
residential is what I was trying to say.
I know Mr. Entrepreneur does. So this question I'm gonna ask, you'll have an answer for it. How do you see real estate contributing to long-term wealth in our communities?
Well, I think it contributes in many ways, many different ways. One is once you invest into a property, it's like investing into a stock or something that's long term. It's yours. You can do many things with it. You could take a property and you could invest. You could pull off of it. You can take it and just make it your own and leave it for your children. So you already have general wealth there. You can rent it out. You can flip it. You can refinance it. You can just leave it there and have tape on it and use it for like a safe. So my mindset with property is like, the more property you have, the more access you have to having collateral, I'd rather have more money in property than I will in a bank, right? I'd rather have money inside a house that I may not even worked on yet, but I'd rather be in that house than I would in the bank, because it's making more work over here and more sense over here when I get to it than it does in that little 0.7% that they give you in the bank on your money. I guess every month. You let it flow. So yeah, I think that it's highly important that us in our culture start to understand the power of investing in property and investing in land. I think just having land is one of the biggest things you could probably buy somebody for their birthday. Just a piece of land. Like, here goes a birthday. Whatever you do with it, you do with it. But that's your stake in America. That's your stake on this earth that you have. And whatever you decide to do with it, you do with it. But you have a deed to a piece of land on this United States of America. And I think that's very important. But you can always take that deed to wherever you want to go. You might be down and out. You can take that deed to the bank. You can take that deed to the loan shark. You can take that deed somewhere and be all right. Or you can just manifest that land and let it grow. So don't get me started, Vonn. You know, I'll keep going on this.
Yeah, we don't need you to take over. We just need you to talk to the people. Okay?
Okay, so he gave you the perspective of when you already have the property. Let me share how I got my properties. I own a piece of land, and it was from my first marriage. When I went to jail, somebody went in my house and stealing the pipes and stuff, caught the house on fire. So when I came home, there was no house, but I had the land.
Right.
And then when I got the residential property, a friend of mine's associate sold me the house rent to own. I paid it off in 5 years. Okay. That property is in Duquesne. And then the commercial property, let me tell y'all how I got the commercial property. After COVID, the owner of the building's mother passed. So I told her, when you get ready to clean out your office, let me know. Long story short, my girlfriend called me one day and said she had a dream. I said, what you have a dream about? She said, I had a dream you purchased your building. My building wasn't even up for sale. I want to say it was 2 weeks later, I come to the office, the owner's here, and she's cleaning out her mom's office. And I said, you're cleaning out your mom's office? How come you didn't call me? She said, I'm not cleaning the office for that. I'm getting the building ready for a walkthrough because I'm going to sell the building. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I've been in this building 7 years prior to that because they were one of my clients. And one day I came to clean and they said, you want to barter? I said, yeah, what you want to do? They said, you could get this office space, access to the conference room, the kitchen, the Wi-Fi. You pay us $150 and you do your regular monthly clean. I've been in the building for 7 years.
Wow. That's what's up.
So now when she told me the building's up for sale, I ain't thinking about that dream. I'm thinking about I need an office space because I've been in here this is my very first office space. I've been in here 7 years. So here I go with my brainy idea because the Wilkinsburg CDC is across the street. So I said, I'm going to go over there and see if they want to buy the building. So I get over there and Gordon Maker say, won't you buy the building? I said, I can't buy that building. He said, Karen, go. He said, there's organizations out here that'll help you buy that building. He said, go back over there and ask her how much she'll sell it to you for. So she had it listed for $300,000. She said she'd sell it to me for $250,000. I called the Neighborhood Development Fund, and I already owe them people. I called the Neighborhood Development Fund, very first call, told them about the building, talking to my Rich Knoll, and he said, "Oh yeah, we help you get the building. How much they want for the building?" I said $250,000. He said, "Oh, that's our cap. I'll help you get the building, and we'll hold the note." In my mind, I'm saying, "Oh yeah, y'all know good and well I ain't in no position to buy that building." So I go to D.C. to a cleaning conference, and it was a government conference in the same city in the same week. So I went to both of them, found out while I was there that I got approved for the building. I didn't know if it was a blessing or a curse. And then I carried the building for 2 years. This is going on the 3rd year. I've been struggling in my cleaning business because I have to sustain the building. If I only have one tenant or 2 tenants, I still got to keep the lights on, the gas on, the water, Wi-Fi, and all that stuff, right? So, effective next month, my building is officially a legacy building. It will pay for itself.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I'm so excited because I was praying to God, telling him, listen, I can't carry this building another year. I got to take care of my cleaning company stuff.
Right.
And he blessed me with a tenant when he signed that lease, and he already signed the lease. So it's officially a legacy building.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Ms. Perry, since you done dipped your toe in the pool and it started rippling, I'm going to just piggyback off of everything you were saying. I'm going to switch hats and put my real estate hat on real quick, just because I don't own a home yet. I don't have that lineage. No one in my family before me, that I can think of anyway, owns a home. So this is new for me. So I've spent the majority of my path searching for answers, researching. What do I do? How do I go about it? I have to have a perfect credit score. Oh, I have to have all this money in the bank. And just for me to come here and work for LifeVenture and meet lenders and title and all the different resources that you have in real estate, you find out that is actually not true. I've helped people get buy homes and realize their dreams in real estate with 580 credit scores. So while credit score does play a part in home ownership, a lot of us are scared to take that step because we think that we have to have something that we have no idea about, when it only just starts with a conversation. Same thing you just said. It started with a conversation, and if somebody told you, go back and you buy it. You know, it starts with a conversation. You have to have a conversation with the right people too. Somebody you trust, or just somebody who you may not even know. You could reach out to people. That's what we have social media and things for. When you see something, you start talking to people and getting your questions answered. And now on my path to home ownership, so I can begin that legacy. So that's exciting.
Yes, it's very exciting. And then I still have a second floor that's not even open yet.
It's gonna fill up. It's not
even ready for that. Let me tell you what I inherited. I inherited 5,000 square feet of books. Everything from an AA book to different kind of Bibles and everything in between.
Okay.
I still got all them books up there. Can't even give them away.
Speaking of home ownership too, it is home ownership month. So happy home ownership month to everyone out there. And please join us this Saturday for our first pathway to home ownership. It'll be at the Jasmine Nari campus over on the west side, June 28th, 11 to 4. Check out LifeVenture's social media pages and you can find additional information. We would love to have you. Y'all don't want to miss this event. I'm not saying it because I'm here. I'm saying it because it's real. But I wanted to know from both of you, what were your obstacles that you faced as a man, as a woman, as a black man, as a black woman, as a black entrepreneur, in beginning to how you would overcome that?
Well, it depends on what aspect you mean, because as a woman business owner, and my experience early on was hiring men who thought they could bully me.
Mm.
So for women, they got to watch for men who think that because they speak, money just appears.
Mm.
Yeah, because they try to bully you out their pay, and it ain't time for them to get paid yet. So that's been my experience.
I think that I think my experience is the same experiences going on to today's world. I think that there's a big difference between entrepreneur and business owners, but I think in general, I think they're one of the same, because it's a hurdle for Black men to get indoors of many rooms. So I think that we're already looked at and to be feared of. So I think even trying to break the tape to get into some of these rooms is just, I'll never say impossible, but really difficult. And I think that moment of just trying to transcend from the lifestyle that we've known our whole life and to walk into a room where the culture is different and the mindset is different, and they already seen us as one way, and we got to play the game. It's very difficult. It becomes very frustrating. It's very hard. I think that there was many times that, I'd never say give up, but there was many times where I'd just be like, you know what, man, I have to do it my way. I have to do it a different way. And you know what, Vonn, doing that, I remove umbrellas from my head, right? Because there's a lot of people who have a lot of umbrella ceilings. Like they go and they find out they can't get in these rooms. They'll try to join these rooms. They'll try to join these people in these rooms. And what that does is they put this cap over your head, the ceiling, where you can't advance no more. They'll try to just continue to hold you down, just like the game. You know what I mean? They'll continue to try to hold you down. And I think that we all have to. Unity in the Black community is scarce and none. All right, so to bring that unity and that power to the culture, it's needed. It's really needed, man, because we're in their world. We're playing that game, and a lot of the mindset hasn't been teaching. For example, I got guys coming home from prison every week on the week. I mean, it's just a lot of people just coming home after the 17 to 18-year stretch, and they're confused. They don't have nothing. You know what I mean? They don't know what to do. So just trying to imagine taking these guys and trying to put them in the world today of business, of entrepreneurship, or just trying to find a job in general. So let alone trying to get them in real estate to understand real estate and how wealth works. It's never been taught to us. We don't know it. There's never been no class for us. So it's hard. It's my passion to try to help people understand that we can do it. It's possible. I've done it. We're gonna do it together. So it's difficult, bro. It's really
difficult. And you saying that goes back to what I've been promoting for months. You got to find your industry coach, somebody who's going to guide you, or else you're going to keep bumping your head and making costly mistakes. So, and it's funny because for years I've been in business, I never knew to do that.
Right.
I didn't know I needed a mentor or a coach, somebody who's where I want to be to guide me through it. And it's hard to find when you got so many gatekeepers, but you still got to, even if you got to go out of state, you got to find your industry coach. Absolutely. To help you maneuver through whatever your idea is.
I agree. You should always have a mentor, a coach. I know someone close to me said that they have invisible mentors, people who don't even know that there are mentors.
That too. Yes. But at least they're giving you the information that can take you to the next step.
Absolutely. That's very important. And
every mentor is not costly, because some people pick you as their mentee.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I agree with you, Ms. Karen. So when you say we're talking people, we're talking teams, how do you choose the right people to build with?
What I've learned in the last couple of years is I need to watch the energy that's around.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because if I compare the two, like the peace I carry now versus a few years ago when I was around that negative energy, it's night and day.
Mm-hmm.
Because the negative energy will make you want to go sit down somewhere instead of trying to grow your business.
In leadership, I think leadership is key in entrepreneurship and in business. I don't think leaders can be creative, but I think that if you don't have it, you just don't have it.
Yeah.
My niche is, once we were talking about that red tape, once I was able to cross over that red tape, I truly believe that when God allowed me to do that, my purpose was to bring others to them doors with me. So I make every day a purpose-filled day on building a leader. So when I create a business, I make sure before that business is created, there's a leader already in place ready to take that business on. So I never go into an entrepreneurship without there being a void filled, without there being purpose. So when I go to create a lane for someone, that means I've already spoken to the person. I already know the person's leadership skills. I already know the person's at in life, and that this is really what they want to do. So therefore, now that their brand is identified, I can go into creating an entrepreneur or a business for them, around them, that has purpose and that's filling a void in the community. I'll never open a business or build a leader if it's not going to have purpose, and it's not going to fill the void, because you're really just ruffling feathers and wasting a lot of time. Because I've tried it different ways before when it was just about me, like, yo, I'm just doing this to make some money, or I started a business just to try to save, sometimes just to say I have a business, or sometimes it's monetary. And none of them things work. I could never build a business when I tried to establish wealth. It just never worked for me. But I can build businesses when there's purpose, leadership, and it fills a void.
I think one of the most vital things to building a business is always having someone, like, you should not be the smartest person in the room. Never. You're the smartest person in your room, you're in the wrong room. You should always have someone to look up to and be learning and growing from those people. And that's how you can be successful in entrepreneurship, because you're not going to know everything. Starting out with a business can be scary. It could be frustrating. It could be, sometimes some people don't take that next step. But once you do, it's on from there. Like, you know, it doesn't stop. It doesn't slow down. My business has been in business for 3 years now, and it started off as just wanting to change health for us, for the Black people. We drink lemonade. Everybody drinks lemonade. But I went to the Big Butler County Fair on the 4th of July. It was super hot, and I got excessive thirst. I get the biggest cup of everything. I need to quench my thirst. It was like drinking dry Hawaiian Punch, and I don't know if y'all know, but Hawaiian Punch makes you thirsty. It's not a wet drink. So I kept trying all the different lemonades, and I was just thirsty, and it was hot, so it didn't make it any better. And then I watched What's the Health on Netflix, and next thing you know, I ain't want none of that stuff put in my body. Right. So we came up with the concept of, how do you cut down the sugar? Sugar's causing diabetes. It's causing all these different things in us, and as people. How do you change that? But how do you not alter the flavor? So we cut back the sugar and added fruit to substitute that. Still sugar in there, just not as much. And you did not take away from the taste. So there's health in there. There's understanding that there's always a need for something, because that's what entrepreneurship is. It's providing convenience, and it's going about it in a way that somebody else isn't.
I think that it was very important what you said. Finding how you took the health and you found something that was wrong and you created something better. And not only did it provide awareness, but it's helping the community. It's helping people. It's helping people provide health and character. So it's highlighting a purpose in life. And that's what you want to wake up to every morning. That's generational stuff right there. That's what life is all about, waking up with purpose, fulfilling purpose in the void. I think that's very intelligent. To piggyback off something else you said, I don't know nothing about more than probably 80% of my businesses that I've started. I think there's about 10 of them. I may know none of them that I ever started, I really knew anything about them. But the leaders that were put in place that were smarter than me was able to pour into me their passion and their vision. I was able to go and study and learn off of them, do my own research. And that's how, businesses get created. I could, like lemonade, the same way you did that. You went and you learned it. You could take anything and just learn it and do it prepared. And that's my biggest thing with building entrepreneurship. I believe entrepreneurship and businesses is two different things, but I love that, Vonn. That's super dope, sweetie. That's super dope.
Well, you saying that's like when I started my business, I felt it was a ministry.
Yes.
Because the initials KSC stands for Karen Second Chance, but I thought God gave me that name for me. It's not for me, it's for people like me who need a second chance. That's just like when I launched the mentor program. God had been pushing me for 2 years to do that. And I didn't know how to go about that. How do I set that up? All that. And he connected me with the right mentors and coaches for me to be able to do that. And I'm going to tell you, I already got evidence that he wanted me to do that. And let me share this testimony real quick.
Testify.
My first mentee, my very first mentee from Kansas, Missouri, she called me. I had just launched the program. She called me. I told her about the program, how much it cost. And she said she didn't have the money, but God told her to call me. As soon as she said God told her to call me, I heard God tell me to do it for free. I'm in my head saying, do it for free, but I did it for free.
Okay.
The first 3 months, she got 2 opportunities. We bid it. I helped her bid the first one. She didn't get it. The second one, she got it. The client gave her a project after the reoccurring, and she must have did an excellent job. They came back and offered her 3 more buildings.
Wow.
Put her in the 6-figure in 3 months.
Wow.
Couple weeks ago, she reached out to me in a text. I thought she made a typo. She said the same company, the same client, just offered her 50 buildings. 50 buildings. I've been in business 15 years and I ain't never heard that story.
Right.
That let me know that I did what God said to do, because look at all the families she's about to bless.
Yes.
Amen to that. I think that's a really big part of business too, is the mindset. A lot of people come in and they think, a lot of people talk about crab in a barrel mindset. I haven't experienced it myself doing my business. I've been very fortunate enough to have people who actually want to help. And I've done a couple cohorts, including Catapult's entrepreneurship cohort. So I haven't really experienced it, but the mindset and understanding what Miss Karen said, because Miss Karen said free, and a lot of people run from that. She didn't mean it was free. She was paid. She was paid, and the person she helped was paid, and then you go pay it forward.
Listen, right after that happened is when my 3rd floor got rented.
You know what I'm saying? So free is not free.
And I got selected for the NFL Draft Source program.
I love it.
So I'm just waiting to see what God's gonna do with me for the obedience.
I love it.
Let's go. So, what's one piece of advice that you would give your day one self?
Don't give up. Stay consistent, because that's what I've been doing. Even through the trials. Keep showing up. Keep letting people know who I am. That's the only advice I could give, because I can only give what I've done. And I think I did pretty good in people knowing who I am in this city.
For me, shut up, listen. Shut up, Sheldon, listen. Shut up, Sheldon, listen. Listen.
I can't shut up, Sheldon, listen.
Yes, I would definitely tell my day one self just to shut up and listen. Quit trying to steer the boat and steer the ship, and you ain't even got your feet wet. Stop trying to be so hard. Relax. You don't got nothing to prove. Quit worrying about what they say. I think weird should be great. I think nerdy should be the thing we should look up to. I think that everything they created for my mindset, I just went against it all and just did who I am and be who I wanted to be and love me for who I hate the fact I had to wait almost 35 years to learn how to love me. You know what I mean? So I definitely tell myself, definitely shut up and listen.
Me, I would say mirror what I want. I would, whatever I feel, be authentically myself and what I'm chasing, what I'm trying to do, but mirror that. I'm a firm believer in being who I plan to be now before I get there, instead of waiting till I get there to become that person. So if I want to do something, don't start when I get to where I'm trying to be. Start now, so that way you're already living, like, live for your future today.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer in that. So I would definitely encourage everybody to do that, because your mindset, your mental health is the most important thing. I don't think a lot of people understand that, how much trauma plays an effect in how we determine and do things.
Make decisions.
Yes. Yes, and we make over 30,000 decisions a day. So you got to choose if you're going to get out of bed, if you can go to work today, whether you're going to call out. There's so many decisions you have to make. It's important that you make them from a healthy mindset. Otherwise, the things that you're trying to water are not going to flourish.
Right.
Absolutely, because your mind will be telling you all kind of crazy negative stuff if you don't counteract it with some positive stuff to encourage yourself, because you got to encourage yourself more than ever, because you more with yourself than you around anybody else.
Right.
Absolutely. So how do you both, like, balance your passion for business with the financial side?
One more time, Vonn. Finance.
How do you balance your passion for your business with the financial side?
Well, for me, my passion is that in this cleaning industry, we save lives. Like, people are not calling us to straighten up and stuff. They are calling us to kill them germs, save their life, and the cleaning comes after that. Because you got to clean if you're going to kill the germs. So because of that, I don't have to worry about the work coming to me, because it comes to me. Because it's about building relationships as you gain clients. And I build relationship with every client I come across, and I try to be their solution.
Okay.
I think that I love you, Miss Karen. I love your energy. Your spirit is amazing. I think that balance is key. So I have 5 principles I live off, but balance is one of the 5. So in order to go through a day of being a father, a husband, a business owner, a friend, a brother, and so on, you have to find balance in these things. And then when you get up in an employee range, have a certain amount of employees in themselves, it's very difficult if you're allowed to be, right? So I found that balance in anything you do is a must, or you'll be frustrated, allowing yourself to deviate from all the plans you have created. If anybody can make you mad, nobody should be able to make you mad but yourself. If you don't have balance, spiritual balance, if you don't have some type of meditation balance, if you don't have healthy balance, you will fail every single day. Because when you become an entrepreneur, you're dealing with so many different minds and so many different people and so many different personalities. And if you don't have, then when you have a kid call you, or a wife call you, or a husband call you, it can throw you off the path, not from one business, but from everything else that's going on in your life. So if you don't have some type of balance, if your feet aren't standing on something solid, then you will completely fail every time, I believe. Like you said earlier, the energy. Yeah, I feed off energy, you know what I mean? But you also have to be able to give that same energy, all right? You want people around you to feel needed. You want people around you to feel wanted. You want people around you to feel loved. That way, that encouragement, that energy allows balance in their lives, allows you to have balance, allows your business to be balanced, and allows everything else to work. So now your scale is kind of equal. I love balance is key, though. I think balance is the number 5 principle.
Because for me, I have a certain time of the day that I'm available for the cleaning business, even though we're working all day.
Right.
But if I was going to start this mentor program, I had to balance myself.
Mm-hmm.
So my phone goes to silent after a certain time during the day. And then when I know the cleaning business people or the clients ain't calling me no more, then I turn it back on for my mentee.
That's right. Right.
And I got to take care of my health. A couple years ago, I was 230 pounds.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, my God. In the worst health. Oh, my God. Listen.
How tall are you, Miss Karen?
5'2".
Oh,
Wow.
I mean, my bad.
I was 230 pounds.
Wow.
And 60 of them pounds was waste.
Wait, hold on. You said
See,
weight?
People are I'll use this term. People are fat, but it ain't fat. It's waste in your body.
Oh.
Yes.
So you had a lot of, okay. All right. Okay, Miss Karen. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so health for me today is very important because at that 230 pounds, the energy was not there. And then when you got the other energy around you too, you just want to go sit down somewhere. You don't even want to think about your business.
Karen, you trying to tell us you want to sit down? Because you just keep talking about sitting down.
No, I am sitting down, but that's how I felt.
Okay, I understand.
That weight make you not want to do nothing.
Absolutely. It's funny you mentioned weight because when I went to the Trade Institute of Pittsburgh with my carpentry and masonry, one of the life coaches there, Mr. Kurt, he always said you got to be able to carry. You have to be able to wait your turn to be able to carry the weight. And he said when he said that, he said you have to be able to WAIT to be able to WEIGHT.
Love it.
And that resonated me for sure because just off of what you just said, Miss Karen, like your mental health is so important. I got a therapist. I started COVID and she's helped me through a lot of different things. And from just working through those things, it's translated in my life, in my business, in a way, like even the people that I'm around now, like I used to be around a lot of people who were paycheck to paycheck. We was all paycheck to paycheck people, but my mindset wasn't there, but they were. I'm not around those paycheck to paycheck people anymore. Now I'm around people who are above me, so I'm trying to elevate to where they are so I can surpass them and keep going for my next mentor, my next. I'm always looking for my next. So when it comes to my passion and financial side, I used to work 2 full-time jobs for somebody else to make them a billionaire, and burn myself out. I was making a lot of money, but I wasn't really doing anything with it. Was just sitting in the bank, wasn't doing too much. But now I know better. I changed that mindset. And I don't work for anybody. I don't think I'm destined to work for anybody. So I do different things. I'm an actor and a model, and I have my own business, and then I'm in real estate, and I'm a general contractor, and then I'm in developing as well. So I took all my passions and I turned them into purpose. And I hear like this, like, wow, I'm really, so when you get your first closing or when you do your first deal, it's just like, no, I'm really doing this, but you're already in it. You just go and it takes off, and you got to catch up. You got to be there. So I balance it with, now I invest. Now I got 401ks and stocks and things. I know better now. My credit score is better now. We're not taught a lot of that stuff, unfortunately, when we leave out of our households or out of school. Like right now, my daughter is an owner in Burgate. It's not just my company. That's my legacy. So she is a owner in it. I'm also putting on my credit card so that when she turns 18, the first thing she has is not student loan debt. It's a good credit score.
Right.
When you learn and you do that, you know better, you do better. So that's my job right now, is to put myself in a place that I inspire my daughter and my future kids.
Let me share what I wrote down because I didn't want to forget it. You know, it's funny. Somebody commented, "Oh, she's reading a teleprompter." I'm gonna read one every day because I'm a 4-time brain aneurysm survivor, and I don't want to forget what I want to say.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You do what you got to do.
So what I wrote was, owning a business is not just about owning a business. It's about owning your time, your decisions, and your impact. To be able to create your own opportunities. That's really the benefit of having a business, to create your own opportunities in your scale of wherever you want to go.
Yes.
And to use, and let me say this. Like, a lot of people want to do cleaning. That's cool, because you could use the cleaning revenue to invest in other avenues. Just like I invested into the KSC building. Now that's a legacy that I wasn't even thinking about. So I say that to say, when you follow in God and you align with God, the possibilities are endless, especially if you're in purpose and passion.
Yes.
Purpose and passion is it. You got to underline that a couple times. So for both of you, how do you stay aligned with your success and like pressure comes at like when success and pressure come at the same time? How do you both stay aligned with that?
Okay, so here's my two things. From the penitentiary, the pastor told me, when the Lord's ready to bless, Satan starts his mess. So just hold on. So I tell myself that. And then, because I'm a 4-time brain aneurysm survivor, I tell myself, I know God ain't saved me for this.
Amen to that.
All this hardship, I know he ain't saved me for this.
Hey.
So I look at it as those trials are stretching me to grow.
Okay, Miss Karen's ready to tell her story, y'all, from the penitentiary to the passion.
That's my story.
I think for me it's just pain and purpose. I think that I'm very spiritual, so I stay in line with spiritual grounding, and I meditate a lot. I think those are my most valuable tools I use, and I just truly don't believe there's. After seeing the life that we have lived and all the things that we have went through and all the pain that we have went through, for me to allow somebody that energy of making me upset, and I feel like I lose. And I feel when I lose, it kind of makes me feel kind of a way I don't want to feel. So I just keep that balance. I pray more, I say less, and I love more. So that's my shield. If you could get beyond my shield and into my energy, then I lost. I stay focused, I stay focused, and I do a lot of meditation, but it ain't easy. Believe me, it ain't easy. They'll push your buttons every chance they get, like she said. When you bless, Satan will come at you.
Yeah, and it is funny too, because like when you get a seed planted in you and you can't forget and it just won't go away, that's God.
Yeah.
You need to follow that, because ideas just don't drop out the sky for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Right. That intuition, absolutely. I believe when it comes to staying in line with my success, I definitely meditate. I incorporated meditation a little bit ago. I'm a firm believer in the universe. I think mindset is the most important thing. It's how you think about things. Like, it's important to have a good team, good friends, like a good healthy relationship. So it starts there. But the most healthy relationship has to be with yourself first. And then once you have a healthy relationship with yourself, then it grows from there. Everything around you becomes that. That's what I was speaking about earlier when I said a mirror. Like, you got to mirror yourself, what you're looking for, what you're trying to be, how you're trying to grow. That's important. You have
just
to
like.
Go ahead. No, you go, Miss Karen. You want to talk?
Just like when I used to be in the fast food industry, and you wear uniforms, but I used to tell people, dress for success. Get you some more uniforms. Get you little bow ties, different color bow ties. Look, because you get treated better when you carry yourself better.
Yes, you do. So, what would you both say is your message to somebody who's like, I'm afraid to start?
I wrote something about fear. Let me see.
Come on, Miss Karen, write it down. Come on now, teleprompter, Karen.
Yeah, because this fear is the enemy. You can't let fear scare you, because
Hey, while she's looking that up, I think that to piggyback off what you were saying, Vonn.
Here's what I wrote. Okay.
You ready, Miss Karen? Go ahead. It could wait. Go ahead, Miss Karen.
All right. So, overcoming the myths of fear and barriers around buying property or anything else. So many of us believe the myth that we need to be perfect credit, a ton of money, or wait till we're ready to buy. Now, that's fear talk.
Yes, it is.
Because the truth is, most of us are more ready than we think. We just need the guidance. I didn't grow up knowing how to buy buildings or learn by, I learned by asking questions and talking to people and stuff. Fear doesn't pay the rent. Ownership does.
Amen. Let's go, Miss Karen. You're Karen. I love it.
Speaking fear, because fear, shoot, you be scared for your rest of your life.
Yes, you will.
Yes, ma'am. That's why y'all need to come to the Pathway of Home Ownership event on Saturday, because if you're scared, you won't leave out scared. You're definitely going to get
outside. Get outside.
But you're going to get education. You're not just going to get somebody. We're actually going to hold your hand through the process. We have a bunch of people coming through in all different aspects of real estate that will be there to speak on title, lending, a bunch of different topics. So make sure y'all come out to the Home Pathway to Home Ownership this Saturday from 11 to 4 at the Jasmine Iree campus. Check out our social media page. I feel like I'm an ad right now. I don't like that.
Yeah, that was nice. You did a really good job. Speaking of home ownership, that was really good. They are fearful of it.
And two, you got to get out. I don't know how to say this enough. You got to get outside, let people know who you are, and get the information. Sometimes you'll go somewhere and stuff will go over your head, but it'll catch up to you eventually.
I would say also, what is your why? Why do you want to do this? Why are you interested in starting this business? My second thing is tell them, are you ready for sacrifice? Are you ready to sacrifice it all? Are you ready to
be some big sacrifice?
Are you ready to really put in the work? A lot of people want to do it. A lot of people ain't ready for this type of work. Like I get 2-3 hours of sleep. I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Well, you ready for this? My next question would be, are you prepared for the world to hate you? You got to be ready for the world to hate you before you can get anywhere in this life. As soon as you can become successful, everything around you is going to turn on you. Everything that you thought loved you is going to turn. Are you ready? Are you ready for that? And then I want to know where you are spiritually. Can you handle this before I even waste my time to even try to take somebody's hand and get them there? So, it's a lot to it, but I really wish people would really, really get more involved in it and stop being so fearful. I think faith. I think we should always, something's in your spirit, and God, you feel it in here, you're really passionate about it. I think you should jump. It's never a failure when you pray about it and you have faith about it. Because once you fail, after you prayed, it's not a failure. I prayed about it. I felt it in my spirit. I thought it was a win. It wasn't. Now get back on the horse and go. And that's what entrepreneurship is. Entrepreneurship is failing and getting back up on the horse.
Forward.
We take risk. We take big risks. I risk it every day. And I have to be willing to put my family on the line of those risks. I take big risks. But that is what entrepreneurship is. You have to be ready to take those risks and take those failures, but you also have that faith, Vonn, that faith like Miss Karen got.
Miss Karen,
I'm gonna tell you what made me jump, and that's when Steve Harvey used to say, jump.
Yeah.
That's when he came out with that. So during that period, I used to be a care manager for a recovery program.
Yes.
When I went home, I was 40 hours a week. I had medical care and I had travel expense. I went to work the next day. There was only 8 hours, no medical expense and no travel expense.
Yeah.
And they said if I opt to leave, because the options was unemployment or you leave.
Whoa.
So if I opt to take unemployment, they told me they're not doing no rehire because they lost their funding, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, oh my God, I just bought a house and a car. It was devastating that I went to work and I didn't have no benefits and stuff. I said, see, you know what? And I had the cleaning business, but it was a residual income.
Whoa.
I said, oh, I'm doing that full time. I said, go to work and one day you got benefits, go to work the next day you don't got nothing.
I love Miss Karen.
Yeah, Miss Karen's lit. I mean, for me,
I've been through a lot.
I feel it, but I say have infant mindset, and what I mean by that is, as an infant, we don't know anything. We come in this world, we learn like just by doing. An infant doesn't know how to walk, but someone kind of guides you in a sense, or you kind of do it on your own. You learn to walk, you learn to eat, you learn to see the world the way you just have an infant mind. Just go for it, just do it.
But it is not the same in business. You need a mentor or a coach so you can kill all those mistakes that we made.
Absolutely.
This is a saying that a really good friend of mine, one of my colleagues, he always says, we're not grown men, we're growing men. I mean, we always are willing to learn. And if you aren't willing to learn, then, I don't know what to tell you.
And that's another thing. You got to educate yourself consistently in business, because especially with this technology, and if you're creating systems, you need to learn what's out here so that you can automate your business.
Yeah, that's a whole nother segment though, Miss Karen. We're gonna open up a
y'all make business sound hard. I'd say, man, I'm learning right now. Y'all make business sound hard.
It is hard, but but it's worth it.
It's gonna be as hard as you make it, though. Once again, I can't say it enough.
It's the trials and stuff. That's why you need to skip all of that, because it's some mistakes it's hard to recover from.
It is, and that's true. That's true, definitely. So, what's one piece of advice you both would give to, like, how basically no, we'll skip out. What's next for you, and how can we support?
Well, what's next for me is opening up my second floor of the building for the KSC building. For my mentor program, I'm trying to find ways that they can afford the program to get the knowledge. And the cleaning company's doing fine. I don't even have to look for work. Work comes every day. So cleaning company's fine. It's just that I just need it to pay for itself now. And then next month, it finally won't have to support other stuff.
For me is retirement next year. Prayer. I would ask that people keep me in prayer. And my last thing I would ask that moving forward, there's a lot of men, like I said earlier, including, even with me, that come out of prison and try to adapt to society the way it is. And it's really hard. So we're working on a thing called, we're working on a nonprofit called Pittsburgh Strategic. And what it's going to allow us to do is get men and set the board up. It's going to be 4 men who were in prison. And we're just asking people, if you have work, if you want your house painted, if you have yard work, if you have clean out jobs, if you need anything, that you just reach out to us and allow us to come provide that service for you, because that'll help men adapt back in society, give them an opportunity to create their own lane and get some financial stability. Because it's very hard for when men come home and to me, and I try to do everything I can. I'll try to start a business. I'll try to put them here, put them there, and create some type of wealth for them where they can maintain some type of sanity and not get upset and resolve back to what we know. It's so easy for us to go back. So please keep in mind if there's anything out there that anybody can do just to help us with any type of work. Just give us a call and we got a guy for it.
Okay.
And I just want to say too, real quick, don't expect success overnight, because it's just not that easy. That really was the point that I was trying to make about how hard business is. It's not an overnight success.
Absolutely. What's next for me? We're trying to get Burgate in the stores. We kind of do a lot of markets and things like that. It's a little time consuming. We kind of outgrown it. So now we're just trying to get into stores. We were in Heber's Pharmacy. We're going to get back down there. And we have a few other people interested in putting us in stores. So that's what's next for our lemonade business. We got a couple other things in store as well, but I'll speak on those when those start to flourish, when they're watered. And then in real estate, if y'all's looking for a real estate agent, LifeVenture, we're here. So definitely check us out. It's more than just a brokerage. We're a family, and we treat you like family. And we're trying to build generational wealth through education, and not just through a commission check. That's not what we're about here. So if you're looking for any real estate services, advocacy, anything like that, check us out here at LifeVenture. And if y'all looking for some lemonade, please hit us up. Instagram, Burgate_lemonade, and Burgate Lemonade on Facebook. I'm gonna open it up for any questions. We got any questions, Keish? All right, that means Keisha ain't got no questions. So we want to wrap this up. Sheldon, Miss Karen, y'all got anything y'all want to tell the people before we leave outside of check out the Pathway to Home Ownership event this Saturday from 11 to 4 p.m. at the Jasmine Nyree Center. You do not want to miss this. I promise you don't.
I just want to say, go build your legacy.
Take advantage of opportunities. Stop being scared. I just want to say shout out to all. I want to give a big shout out to Pittsburgh, just for being a small city where people are able to just overcome such strong adversity in a city where the balance teeter-tots on a lot of different areas. So I just want to give a shout out to the people who are staying in their lanes. All shout out to other people who are trying to get home ownership, who are trying to get business started, who are trying to just do something in their life that's positive, not just to help themselves, but to help the people that come behind them. So I just want to give a shout out to all y'all, man. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Stay focused. Don't let the people talk you out your game. Quit sharing your vision and just do you. Stay focused. It's possible. It can happen, man. And give it all to God. Give the glory to God, man. I want to see all y'all win. I want to see everybody out there win.
That's what I want. I want to see
at the table with all y'all, man. So if anything that I can do for anyone, please get at me. I'm always here. And thank you, Vonn, for having this. This is really dope. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I just want to say real quick, if you need a little co-working space or a meeting place, come check out the KSC building at 615 South Avenue in Wilkinsburg.
Wow, that's nice.
Just want to encourage everybody out there to be mindful. Definitely stay authentic and your authentic self, and whatever you strive for, don't just think about it. Make it a goal to actually do it. Don't just say you're going to do something. Be about that. And definitely put yourself around the right people that will elevate you so that you can progress. Stagnance ain't nothing but staying still. I'll leave that with that. So definitely check us out again at the Pathway this Saturday, 11 to 4 p.m. at the Jasmine Nari campus. You do not want to miss this event. We're going to have some prizes, some raffles, some fun things going on. We want to see y'all. We want y'all to come outside. I know it's hot. We're going to be inside with the AC, though.
Please take advantage of the opportunity, y'all. Great
it's free game.
It's free.
And if you ain't ready yet, go anyway and get the information.
Yeah,
if you ain't ready yet and you come, we gonna get you ready. And that's most important. To stop waiting. I want everybody to stop doing that stuff. You gotta wait for a credit score. You gotta wait for a certain amount of money. No, come to this event so you can find out why I'm saying that.
And getting outside, you don't know who you're running to. Just like I brought my house with a private owner. So you got to get outside.
You do. Don't start with the right people.
I mean, I know the internet and stuff is popping, but you can't build relationships on the internet alone. You got to get outside.
Get outside, Miss Karen.
Build a community outside. You can't build community from the inside.
All right, I love y'all. Love yourselves more. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Right,
thank y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And until next time, Pathway of Homeownership this Saturday, 11 to 4, Jasmine Nari Center. Don't forget, because we didn't. We out.